Hey guys and gals, this is Alex with Legendary Apartment Brokers here in Kansas City with the KC Multifamily Minute. Thanks podcast guests, thanks YouTube guests. Today is Monday, August 19th. Taking a look at everything new, all the new multifamily investment opportunities that hit the open market on Zillow, LoopNet, CoStar, MLS, Realtor.com, you name it. And let's get right into it. So, as I've been doing each and every week, let's talk about stats. We've got a couple new stats here for you today. First of all, we've got 82 properties that have hit the open market. Of those, 63 are available, which means 19 are currently under contract. Now, this is filtered for $500,000 plus, multifamily only, meaning apartment buildings in Kansas City. That could be duplexes on up to 100-unit buildings or whatever, whoever's putting these listings on market. Now, this is specific to MLS. So 82 total, 63 are still available. 19 of them are under contract. All right. And we have 3 this week that are new opportunities we're going to talk about briefly. And that's, again, the LoopNet side. Sorry, that's the Zillow MLS side. Then we have over on LoopNet, we have, right now there's 40 total that have hit the open market here on LoopNet. So a little bit about half of the brokers and agents put their opportunities on LoopNet. And then of those, we have 34 that are still available. So 6 are marked as pending or under contract. And as far as the comparison between MLS and LoopNet, there are 2 additional. So combined, we have 5 new opportunities this week to talk about. So let's get right into it. That's pretty much, average or maybe slightly above average what we've seen here recently. Some weeks we have 0 or 1. This week we have 5. So I'm going to pop back over here to Zillow, which I use to power the maps and everything else. Makes it a lot easier to sort and look at new opportunities. Filter this down to 7 days. For all my podcast listeners here, we've got 3 opportunities, like I said, and of those, the first one we're going to talk about is one right next to the Country Club Plaza, Kansas City, Missouri. It's a duplex listed for $539,000. This is a West Plaza on 48th and Jarbo. Basically, these would rent for somewhere around $2,000 per month. I don't know if I would call them amazingly updated, but they are large and spacious. Some stainless steel appliances here, some white, looks like washer and dryer in this particular unit. I think somewhere, again, rents on these would be somewhere around $2,000. So your gross rent would be somewhere around $4,000 with a $539,000 price point. That is right in line with what these duplexes sell here in the Country Club Plaza, when they're in decent condition. Amazing condition, maybe $600, $650, depending on the size. Below average condition, $400, $450 is kind of going right. How would this fit into your 1031 exchange? If you love the Country Club Plaza, you got $100,000, maybe $200,000 to spend, and you want an appreciating market. This would work for a 1031 exchange. If you're an active investor, could work if you're really looking at, again, liking and loving the Country Club Plaza area. Maybe you're living in one unit, renting out the other. I think this could sell. It's not priced high or too low. Eventually, today's a little bit slower market than normal, so something to keep an eye on there. All right, so next up, let's head east. So we're over here at a couple of duplexes on Monroe, just east of I-70. So we're still in Kansas City, Missouri. For podcast people, it's 71 Highway, quite a ways east of Highway 71, just east of I-70, way east of 18th and Vine, that kind of area. Again, not my favorite area. I don't do a ton of business in this area. It's just not something that I get excited about. These are newer style duplexes. Each one's probably going to rent for $1,000, maybe $1,200, $550,000 for 4 units. So you're looking at a gross rent of maybe, $4,800 per month. So in my opinion, we may have even seen these on the market. This might be on the high side. This is going to be a class C minus area, D plus. I hate to say it, but if you're looking at for a 1031 exchange, unless you're experienced in Kansas City, I would maybe skip this particular listing, and just because of the price more than anything. And, if you're an active investor, again, be very mindful of the price and location. Maybe you love that area, but, it could work for somebody. It's just not something from a 1031 exchange or active investor I could get super excited about. All right. So that was $550,000 for 4 units. Let's zoom back out and see what our third property here is on Zillow LoopNet. So this one is going to be in Parkville, right in the heart of Parkville, in fact, for $4 million. And it's across the street, so to speak, from the university. Very familiar with this property. I remember when it was acquired in, say, in 2019 or 2020, I believe. It's 41 units. They've got it listed here for essentially $4 million. It's a little less than $4 million. But to keep the math simple in our head, it's 3.990 for 41 units. Again, this is right across the street from Park University at 61st and Northwest Bell Court. Technically Kansas City, Missouri. However, we all know that's Parkville. This is a classic kind of apartment spread out complex, bunch of fourplex style buildings or eightplexes, something like that, to give us the 41 units. They've been redone over time. I'm just kind of scrolling through some photos here. I think rents in this area are probably going to be right around topping out at $1,000. It's been remodeled. It does have white appliances still, but upgraded color scheme, nickel fixtures, those kind of things. I don't think it's a bad price at all, especially for a 1031 exchange investor coming in here, getting into a great market. A great submarket of Kansas City, being that it's close to Park University, which is got, 1,200, 1,500 students, but the university's been around since 1875 or so. So that's an interesting opportunity for a 1031 exchange or an active investor. If I remember correctly, they did a lot of work to it, and it is a positive building. This would be a probably a Class A or Class A minus location. So anyway, great, something to take down, something to take a look. The units are kind of small, so there's always pros and cons to every building and every location, but something to consider here in the Kansas City market for your 1031 exchange or even as an active investor. All right. So that's it. That's everything new on Zillow MLS, Power Zillow here. So let's pop on over to LoopNet. All right. So LoopNet, I already gave you the statistics there. So let me get my filters set up for taking a look at everything new in the last week or so here on LoopNet. I guess I could just kind of touch real briefly on this. So we got, again, LoopNet, we got 40 properties, 34 are still available, 6 are under contract, and we've got 2 new ones we're going to look at here. Again, I'm hovering my mouse over this Parkville property, the 42 units for $3.99 million. Not going to talk about that one anymore. We've got another property here on Kenwood, so I'm going to zoom into that one quick. This one is right next to, or maybe 4 or 5 blocks from, the streetcar stop in Kansas City, Missouri, heart of Midtown, downtown kind of area, obviously south of downtown, east of Gillum Road, kind of by Gillum Park area. I love this little part of Midtown. I've got a 5-plex close by on 39th and Main. This is 39th and Kenwood, essentially. This is 13 units for $1.8 million, which is right in line with the price per unit you'd expect. So I think this will sell. This is a good opportunity for a 1031 exchange person, wants to buy in Midtown, understands the market, can get in there and continue to push rents and, look at all the opportunities, the beautiful location next to the city's longest park. I would call this a Class A minus location. I'm not puffing on that. Like I said, I've got my 5-plex here, very easy to rent, especially for these size units. And this location, rents here, if they're 1 bedrooms, are going to top out around $1,000, depending on finishes. 2 bedrooms, maybe $1,100, again, depending on finishes and the size. Size is a big deal here, of course. So something to keep in mind when you're looking at this location is really kind of where you can pencil out the numbers on that one, okay? So we're going to scroll back out and take a look at the other new opportunity here. So this particular one, I'm zooming in here. This is, you guys have seen this before if you followed me or followed the markets. This is Perry Place Apartments, 41 units. It's just east of I-70, 670, I-35 downtown. So just on the east side of the loop, close to a possible baseball stadium over there. Again, we've been tossing that around for years now. It's in what's called the Paseo West neighborhood, south and east of Columbus Park, south of Pendleton Heights. And it literally is 2 blocks east of I-70. So on one hand, you always feel like, well, maybe this could be part of downtown and get, great rents there. Whoever's owned this property has had it for a while. By a while, I mean 3 or 4 years. And they've been messing around with selling it, keeping it. Not really sure where it ever pencils out, if they've kept it or tried to sell it. But when you're looking at this property for a 1031 exchange, I believe there's going to be some work to do here. So keep that in mind when you're looking at it. The other piece is, it's probably in a C- area. It's got a lot of potential for that to turn around as economic development continues in the central business district, but it's just not there right now. So 41 units. We don't have a price on it. It's unpriced. We'll probably have a price on that here soon, but usually that's somewhere around $2.5 million. Don't quote me on that. But that's my guess at 41 units, and that's on 1027 East 9th Street, just east of the downtown loop. Okay? So that's everything that's come on the market here in Kansas City. The market's doing as it has been doing for the last several weeks. Prices continue to stabilize. Stuff is selling, though not nearly as fast as it was last year at this time, even with the increasing interest rates. At this point right now, again, Monday, August 19th, we've got potential rate cut coming. We've got, some other factors that are influencing. We've got the election coming up, all those kind of things. However, if you're a buyer, now's a great time to buy because you can get into a property where your competition is low. There's not nearly as many buyers out there. Sellers are more realistic on their price. Things are taking a little bit longer to sell, so keep that in mind. Okay, this is Alex Olson with Legendary Apartment Brokers here in Kansas City, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks.